everyone, it's Henry here with a slightly off-the-cuff video just showing off the Blender options for Age of Admirals Blood on the Nile. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not exactly what the final Blender file will look like. This is actually my working file. I'm going to be moving everything over to a more better cut down Blender exporter. But all the options that you will see me playing with here will be in the final product, and so I think it's representative. Right, in front of us we have a French third rate, the Temeraire class. You can see the model in its current configuration here. Now I'm not just here to show this off, though, you know, that's part of it. The important thing we're going to be doing here is looking at the options you've got to play with. First and foremost, and most basic perhaps, we've got the guns. As you can see, the gun ports are open, but on the right here, where I have these little eyeballs, these are toggles, these toggle folders. If you've not used my Blender files before, this is how all my toggling works. So here we have open ports. If I click the eyeball, I toggle off those parts and scroll down to closed. We get the closed ports. So now the ship has closed ports. You'll notice when I close the ports, the wardroom windows actually get some glass in there. Window panes, I mean. I assume they would have removed the windows in battle. That makes sense. One little mistake. I should have the cannon muzzles here, though, still. So I will change that. Worry not. So yeah, opening and closing the guns. That's our first option we got. Next, we've got bow selections. So the ships that I've used to create all these template parts, I've drawn them from 3 different ships, which have drawings. The America, Pompey, and the Redoubtable. Or the Redoubtable I didn't have drawings for, I used a wooden model. But if you look at this bow, this is America's bow. If I click Bow America, toggle it off, Bow Pompey. You can see they're different. Inside we've also got cat's heads and things, so I could toggle off these ones and use Pompey's perhaps. So turn on Pompey here, toggle off bow bits. This cube should be in bow bits. And toggle off America's cat's head. There, I've got Pompey's cat's heads with it. I don't know if you'd want to do that, but that is something you could do if you're feeling a bit imaginative. America's with Pompey's there. Actually, America's fit all right, don't they? So yeah, that's another thing you can do. Next up, we've got the spars for the spar deck. Now, the Brits like to have their spars overhead, so I've got that as an option here. Maybe if you're making a ship that's being captured and put into British service, it's got spars over the top. But if you're French, you'll have boat chocks at the bottom. I am sculpting new rowboats to replace my old ones, and the final file will have pre-stacked rowboats for both options as a toggleable option. But you will also get separate STLs, so don't worry about that. So yes, spars, boat chocks. I suppose that if I were to export models with closed gun ports, I would do them with the spars, you know, like it's not in combat. People who are familiar with my existing Blender exporters for my ships already know this option, but we got hammock netting that can be toggled on and off. But something that's new is gun whales. We've got all sorts of gun whale options. And I should have said at the start, all of the ships will have these options where relevant. So I suppose the most customizable file will be the tonner file, because that's also got the, I apologize for my French, it's got the Bucantor, I don't know, in there as well that you can toggle between. But if we look here, we have tall gun whales. I think this is for the front. So if I toggle this off, yeah, we can have no gun whales, or we can have low gun whales. They should have a trim on top. I will be adding that. I think it is there, but it's hidden in the wrong folder perhaps. Over here we can have gun whale options for the poop. At the moment with no gun whale on, I've got a toggleable railing. Sorry, it's this railing that's toggleable to go with the British stairs. But side railings can go in there too. We've got side railings, forward railing. Or I can toggle it to have a gun whale here. And if I'm using French stairs, I can have this here. We'll switch to the French. These are the British stairs here. We'll switch to the French ones in just a second. British-French toggle stairs. French stairs, there you go. British just have 2 simple ladders at each end. French have these much more complicated looking sort of hatch system with 2-part stairs there. Toggle. These British stairs aren't in the folder. There we go. Sorry, work in progress, as I said. Next option, we've got a skylight. 2 skylights, actually. 1, 2. Now, if I wanted to hide them individually, I could click them and press H to hide. Or if I want to toggle them both off, I can do it like so. Some of the other ships have other options on the poop deck. For example, the Book and Tour has a deck house, like a big one that goes on the back here, but that's also toggleable. Next up, and perhaps one of the more drastic changes you can make, is changing the gallery. So right now we've got America's gallery. If you decide that you don't want these upper windows, they can be toggled off. It's a bit of an involved process. You can toggle off the window panes here, and to get rid of the windows themselves, you need to go down on the side here. Is that it? I think this is it. No, that wasn't it. Oh, that's the other America windows. The option will be here, and we can click it off. I will, in the final product, most of these modifiers will be pre-applied, so it should hopefully be a lot more obvious, I think. Yeah, that's it. America upper windows. Click that. And that's off there. And then on the gallery, I'd have to do the same thing, and they'll disappear. Yeah, there we go. That disappeared them. Just going to Control Z that, though, because I don't want to accidentally leave them unapplied. Just wait for that to load. Oh, I appear to have got that stuck. Never mind. We shall move on. Next up, we have Pompey. So just to give you the contrast again. That's America, where if you look from the side, you don't have a window here. There's no solid part going across, but on Pompey, it is solid all the way. Looks like I need to fix the trim a little. It's got some clipping issues there. We'll do that. Sorry. And finally, our final stern, perhaps the most famous Temeraire, at least for you Trafalgar fans, is the Redoubtable. Not quite finished yet. Still need some details on this bottom bit, but we've got 2 of my 7 Years' War figures on the back, and higher balustrades, and it's a very distinct looking stern. I thought I had to include it because I just know people are going to be wanting to do Trafalgar with these. And yes, that's all the options so far. So to recap, you've got toggleable bows, you've got gunwales, both on the forecastle and the poop deck. You've got armaments that can be put in and out, and actually if you want to get really close with attention to detail, you'll see I have folders here like historical armament that you can toggle on and off. So in this case, the historical armament is having these 2 ports empty, so they're closed. I've got optional extra guns here, and if you toggle off the historical armament, well, you can just click them manually for now. I'll structure it better. So you could have the full armament if you wanted to. Likewise here, you can, with the aft chasers, if I turn those off and turn this on, those cannons are moved from the back to the front. Those gun ports need to be removed so that they're replaced by the closed port properly. Sorry, this is off the cuff, as I said. We've got the ability to close the ports. We've got toggleable hammock netting, British and French stairs. With some further work, I want to investigate if any of the deck arrangements should be different. So, for example, these sort of supports into the mast, these curvy ones are French in style. I suppose the British would have straight ones. So if I'm getting really pedantic with the details, I could put in toggleable British ones. The launch is intended to be on Friday. Hopefully, about 90% chance that will go through, I think. I will have a month from that date to get everything ready. So if things are looking a little rough, please don't worry about it. Should be fine. But yeah, that's essentially my intention, to give you the ability to toggle between British and French arrangements, the stairs being the most notable example, 3 different gallery options, and the ports and the bows. Those are the sort of the main headline features, as it were. And yeah, I hope you like that. As you can see, it's a much more detailed, involved export than on previous kits that are put out. The tonner is going to be the really big, impressive one, I think. I will do a video of that as soon as it's ready. At the moment, the Temeraire is the one that's sort of furthest along, the most polished. And yeah, if you like the look of what you saw, please check the video description or the post that you saw this video on, because I will be sharing a link to the Kickstarter. As stated, hoping to launch on Friday, which is 2 days from now. The offering is 5 French ships. That's the Temeraire class, Tonnant/Bucentaur class, and Océan as the ships of the line, with 2 frigates, the frigate Diane, which is just a one-off, and the Virginie, which should be just about as customizable as the Tonnant is, because there are lots of options with that. I think so far I've planned 5 sterns for her, so yeah. And there are plenty of stretch goals to boot, including a few British ships, some remakes, things like that. Should be good. But yes, I feel confident saying these are the most detailed ships I've made. Perhaps not in terms of absolute detail. I suppose that the 17th century ships I did still take that biscuit. But I mean, on a technical level, I'm very proud of these. I've completely resculpted the guns with new guns that will print absolutely supportless. If you look at the bottom here, they have this lip now. And everything has been made with, well, just on the back of experiences I've picked up since I did my last Age of Sail Kickstarter. We've got good minimum thicknesses here. Everything should be printable easily and not too fragile. And yeah, the only thing I'm unhappy about is the fact that I suppose I'm going to have to go back and revisit all the previous ships I've done to bring them up to this standard. But, you know, keeps me in work, doesn't it? Anyway, hope you like that. Have a wonderful day, and please back if you like it. See ya.